Welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. We're going to talk about XRP today, so I hope everyone is having a fantastic day wherever they are in the world. A couple other things that are happening will also be discussed. Wrath of Common is the source of this. SBI Holdings states that as of May, they are actively negotiating how to manage the RLUSD and SBI VC trading. They continue to discuss using XRP for Ripple payments, and the business is still optimistic about Ripple and continues to reward its investors with XRP. It appears that they will now begin using RLUSD as well. Consider that they occasionally use RLUSD while moving RLUSD in the background with XRP management. Deutsche Bank investigates tokenized deposits and stablecoins. It all begins with a stablecoin, you know. Subsequently, all of these banks and institutions begin discussing tokenization. You can see it right here in just $1.5 trillion. Shortly after that, Deutsche Bank is thinking of launching a stable cryptocurrency of its own. Every bank will soon have its own stablecoin, but they will still require a trust layer like XRP when they try to move that stablecoin. To transport that stablecoin, they will also require RippleNet technology, incredibly quick and expensive. However, the goal of Ripple was never to displace the banks. Their goal is to link all of the banks together. Click here to listen to Brad. The main emphasis of Ripple is how to make an internet of value possible. How can we make value flow the same way that information does in the modern world? And that is our broad, multi-year, 10-year perspective on how the world will change. And the key question is how we can control that and make it realistic and tactical, both now and in the future. Connecting the value repositories is, in my opinion, necessary to enable an internet of value. Additionally, the banks own trillions and trillions of dollars worth of assets, which are repositories of value as large as the Bitcoin value proposition today. Therefore, we must connect banks, payment service providers, and MSBs in order to create an internet of value. And we're thrilled to have made significant progress in that area. This is the issue with Bitcoin maxes. They think the US dollar will eventually go extinct. They also believe that Bitcoin will eventually replace banks. However, you will probably just have a few banks left when you try to replace the banks, which we all know aren't going anywhere, but will instead consolidate. However, connecting with those banks is a better option because that's where the true value lies. Plaid's global head of policy delivers a shocking revelation. Traditional financial institutions will see a method to employ stablecoins in back offices, balance sheets, bank-to-bank transfers, and a substitute or alternative to rapid, huge confirmation once that stable currency architecture is established. Smoke is the source of this. The floodgates open as soon as stablecoin law is passed. Banks will be allowed to do away with conventional railroads and enter stablecoin systems right away. In addition, they plan to include RippleNet technology as a SWIFT substitute. SWIFT is not liked by the banks. People behave as though the 11,000 SWIFT customers are satisfied. They're not. People started searching for alternatives years ago when something was really costly and it took days for a transaction to be completed. Put this on your calendar, June 17th. A ruling regarding Franklin Templeton's proposed XRP ETF is anticipated from the SEC, which could provide institutional investors with direct access to XRP through conventional markets. More legitimacy and liquidity follow approval. Everyone is watching this one. This is what I believe will occur. They will either postpone this once more or the Rippleverse SEC case must be resolved before that date. These ETFs can launch before the matter is resolved, but I believe that is the direction the SEC will go. They will most likely hold off until the lawsuit is resolved. After then, you'll notice that these ETFs have been approved one after another. The first AI agent launch paid on the XRP ledger is scheduled to be launched by XRP Turbo. The other day, I briefly discussed this in a video. As everyone knows, AI-propelled agents are on the horizon. They will assist you in maximizing your cryptocurrency's passive income. Additionally, XRP will benefit greatly from this as too. However, AI agents will be more advanced than that. Making you money won't be the only goal. They will be shopping on your behalf, ensuring that you obtain the best deal on the items you choose. You will encounter AI agents on a daily basis. This has been coming for years. According to the World Economic Forum, please consider taking a vacation. Bus, your travel agent will be the AI. It will schedule everything, including your flight. The AI will simultaneously generate steady revenue from your cryptocurrency while you're on vacation. It will greatly simplify people's life. Artificial intelligence, however, is also going to replace many occupations. That won't go away. Is gig employment fair? The gig economy is growing. They now want to regulate AI in the gig economy as well. The gig economy will continue to exist. It's here to stay. Actually, since 2020, it has been increasing annually. The AI is also beginning to replace many jobs. They are now advocating for regulation because of this. At the World Economic Forum, however, they consistently mention 2030. This is not going to occur in 2030, in my opinion. All of this should be in place by 2028, if not before, because the speed at which AI is developing is already evident every day. We also witness the advancement of technology. It's not going to slow down. It's accelerating. And some people are able to see it. Oh no, that's still 10 years in the future, say Aris. Even computers with quantum capabilities, because they are aware of the threat posed by quantum computers. No Bitcoin holder like discussing them. They like to say, well, that's 20 or 30 years down the road, even though it's probably only 2 years away. It's not foolish. The goal of the 4-day workweek is to gradually replace humans in the workplace with robots and artificial intelligence. There will be part-time work after that, and eventually nothing. Kevin O'Leary, star of Shark Tank, is also criticizing the 4-day workweek. He's also not incorrect. If we switch to a 4-day work week, the 3-day work week will follow. After that, you will only need to report to work twice a week, or we'll make up the difference in your paycheck for the additional hours you missed. They will transition you from a full-time job to universal basic income in this manner. Additionally, universal basic income has existed for some time. Free money initiatives have been tested in every US city since 2020. And as we move forward, you can see that it gained a lot of momentum and continues to do so. Also, a lot of people are advocating for universal basic income. Although they don't fully comprehend the implications of universal basic income, they believe it to be the best thing ever. The money will be programmed, meaning that it will expire until the following month if it is not used by the 31st or 30th of the month, unless it's February, in which case it might be the 28th or 29th. Therefore, saving money is no longer an option. Consider those who wish to start a small business. That is not going to happen. Where will you find the funds to carry out that task? Furthermore, which bank will offer you a loan based on universal basic income? Well, we're not going to lend you money if you don't have any, they will say. It's crucial to profit from your cryptocurrency while you can. Because of this, I believe that anyone who makes a significant amount of money with their XRP or XM will also be trading outside of the universal basic income framework, because I believe the CBDC rails will be used to run UBI. Wealthy individuals and cryptocurrency owners will use different rails for transactions. Those who are working for universal basic income, however, must really dig deep and begin to understand that what you desire for might not be what you actually want, since this is not going to slow down. Trump signs orders to deregulate supersonic travel and flying cars. To make a video to convey this, because it appears that flying cars will follow. Additionally, I recall that when you initially discussed this in 2022, folks said, dude, flying cars are like 10 years out. They're not 10 years old anymore, in my opinion, since they already have this technology and are paving the way for it. Flying automobiles will probably be a thing again by 2028. They already have everything you want to see that they are currently requesting restrictions on. They are not going to begin working on it right now. That technology is already in their possession. The Gold Reserve Transparency Act of 2025 was sponsored by Congressman Thomas Massie in order to audit the gold reserves of the United States. Now, I thought this was something we were meant to do some time ago. I seem to recall discussing this back in January. It appears that no one has completed this audit yet. What about the audit of Bitcoin? To be honest, I believe that most of the gold is gone, and I wouldn't be shocked if the majority of the Bitcoin was gone as well. With the last administration, a lot happened. During that time, a lot of money appeared to vanish. Now, take a look at the amount of debt we accrued throughout that time. But XRP is the secret sauce. Regardless of how any of this turns out, XRP's liquidity crisis, debt issue, tokenize the debt and attract new investors. Something similar to XRP will be shifting the debt as it moves across the XRP ledger. When you